reaction. Arizona Senate candidate, State Attorney General Mark Brnovich, along with radio talk show host Dana Loesch. Dana, we'll get your take first. Just looking at this, you know, I said Joe Biden had March, April, May, June, July to get all our Americans out of Afghanistan. 13 days before he abandoned Americans, he said he wouldn't do it. I think John Androsik is right. He has blood on his hands. Now Joe is aiding and abetting law-breaking at the border, and then other crimes are committed. I blame him for that, too. Is that fair?
I think that's absolutely fair, Sean. And as always, good to see you. I think it's absolutely fair. And it's fair to say, too, that this administration is just advertising the fact that there's no law and order at the border. So is anybody surprised that we have a record number of arrests, a record number of people being detained? And again, people will get cited and then they're released. I mean, that's the other big problem here. And to your point about all of these children, these migrants, and this has been ongoing for quite a long time. I was actually just a little earlier talking with Congressman Tony Gonzalez here from my state, my Republic of Texas, saying that this has been an ongoing thing for quite some time that's now just coming to light, the number of children that are being transferred to elsewhere into the interior part of the United States. Now, Sean, as you so often have talked about in your program, this idea of democratic compassion at the border, and Democrats say that they do this because they're very concerned about the individuals that are coming to seek asylum here in the United States. Their actions in responding to this do not seem like those of compassionate people, much less a compassionate government. Compassion is making sure that we are enforcing the rule of law equally, which we are not doing, and it is creating further crisis, and it's actually endangering children. That's on their hands too.
You know, you're right there on the border in Arizona, and it's as bad there. What can you tell us you're discovering about how illegal immigrants in the dark of night are being dispersed around the country like we saw in New York and in Florida, Attorney General?
Yeah, Sean, I was just at our border again this week, and I will tell you that law enforcement is demoralized because the Biden administration has essentially decriminalized people crossing illegally. We know the cartels are seizing control of the southern border. And meanwhile, the Biden administration and his enablers, like Cartel Kelly, are literally putting folks, criminals, felons, people even on the terror watch list, are being distributed throughout the entire country. As you said at the very beginning, we know that these are just the people that have given up. We're going to reach a record amount, more than 2 million this year. But what about the gotaways? Folks in law enforcement will tell you what they're really concerned about is 18 to 30-year-old males crossing our desert in the dead of night, thousands every week, dressed in camouflage that we know have criminal records that are dangerous.
But they're not checking the backgrounds.
Released.
They're not doing the background. They're not doing a health check they should, a security check they should, and means testing whether or not people can take care of themselves while they are here after they pass the other two tests and not be a burden on the American people.
Absolutely, Sean. And you know we have several lawsuits. And during the course of one of our lawsuits, trying to get the Biden administration to enforce the law, internal documents from DHS show that felons, dangerous people, rapists, killers are being released into our communities.
52 people with terrorist ties coming up from Panama. Panama's government told us that.
Wait, say that again, Dana?
52 people that had terror ties coming up from Panama. Panama's government, one of their officials actually told the United States said that they were trying to tell Sean, the administration, for quite some time. Administration's not listening. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, and also, remember, the old Taliban rulers from 20 years ago, Joe Biden is taking them off the terror watch list and inviting them to come to America. Is there any evidence they've changed their hearts? I doubt it. Scary times. Dana, thank you. Attorney General, soon to be, hopefully, Senator. We appreciate you being with us. Coming up.